Hey guys, so I wanted to make this video because I wanted to address a couple things. Here's the deal. If a reading, like I don't know, let's say it's an Aquarius reading, or if it's a Cancer reading, or if it's a Taurus reading, or if it's a, I don't know, Libra reading, I don't know, it could be any zodiac sign, right? If a reading triggers you, okay, because you're doing those behaviors, those bad behaviors that maybe were called out in that reading, that's not my fault. It's not. I'm not responsible for your behaviors. I'm not responsible for your reactions either. And it says, it actually speaks volumes to me when a reading calls somebody out on their bad behavior. Now, please understand, I don't know who I'm reading for. Do you know how many people are on this planet? There's like, what, 8 billion people? There's a lot of people, and let's say I'm doing, I don't know, Aquarius, or let's say I'm doing a Cancer reading. And that, in one of those readings, just an example here, if that one of those readings calls you out on those bad behaviors, I have no idea who I'm reading for. Literally no idea. It's not a personal reading. It's a general reading for the collective of whatever the zodiac sign is. Let's say Aquarius or Cancer or Taurus, whatever it is, right? But if that reading, calls you out specifically, okay, on your own bad behaviors, your own toxicity, or something that you're doing that could be very hurtful or harmful to someone else, that's not my fault. And I'm not responsible for your behavior. I'm not responsible for your reaction to it either. I didn't cause you to do that. That reading wasn't a direct personal reading to you, but clearly it triggered you. That's a you thing. And that's something that you will need to work out within yourself. But to come at me sideways because a reading called you out on some of your own bad behaviors, you just proved my point. Whatever the point was I was making in that reading, because typically I don't remember my readings. Usually I don't remember them. It's very rare that I'll remember the reading. It's very rare that I'll remember it. It's like once it's done, it's done. Same thing with personal readings. Once I'm done with a personal reading, it's literally gone. Unless someone tells me, reminds me of something that I said, or points something out, sends me a link to an article or something and says whatever, then it may trigger something, or they remind me of a reading. Then I might go back to it and be like, oh, I guess I did say that. I don't remember it. And if, again, like I was saying, if the reading is calling you out specifically, if you feel like it's calling you out specifically, I don't know that. I'm talking to a camera. So how is that my responsibility? Meaning, like, I'm not responsible for your behaviors. You are. So here's the thing, guys. We're all adults, right? If you want to say disgusting or hateful comments on my videos or on my post, I'll just block you. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't even make me mad. It just shows me that whomever is leaving these comments, and it could be anybody, I'm not going to point any one specific person out, but whomever's doing that just really needs to heal a lot. And needs to really work on themselves and really do some self-reflection. Like, there's times where I do a lot of self-reflection too. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone else. But what we're not going to do here is, one, I'm not going to enable you. If the cards say that, I don't know, Aquarius is fucking up, I'm going to call it out. If the cards say Aquarius is doing good, I'm going to also call that out. If the cards say that, Aquarius is whatever's happening to Aquarius, I'm going to call that out too. What I'm not going to do, though, is finagle or make up a story that you want to hear and tell you what you want to hear and paint you as always the victim when you're not. If the cards don't say it, I'm not going to say it. If Spirit doesn't say it, I'm not going to say it. I give the messages as they're given to me from Spirit, point blank, period. Sometimes my readings can be intense. Yes. Sometimes my readings can be triggering. Yes, they can. And sometimes they can contain warnings. And that's just the way it is. If you want to, whomever I'm talking to, and this is just an announcement, this is like a public service announcement on my channel. If my reading or one of the readings or whatever, again, triggers you, that's not my fault. If it triggers you based on behaviors and things that you're doing, also not my fault. It's not. And those who want to leave really hateful, nasty comments, I just block you from ever commenting ever again on my channel. Ever. And if you send me an email, I block that too. Because I won't read for you. I won't read for people like that. Because here's why. Because it won't matter what I say. Even if I did do a reading for you and tried to help you. You pay for a reading, I do the reading for you. You won't take the advice. You just want somebody to tell you that you're valid and just for being hateful to somebody else. Because maybe they did something to you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do that. Here on this channel, we're all about accountability, responsibility, being unapologetically authentic, okay? Being truthful. I would rather be hated for being honest with you than for you to love and adore me and I'm lying to you. It's just the way it is. If you want to get a reading from a 2-bit charlatan that's going to always tell you you're always the victim, it's never your fault, you did nothing wrong, you didn't contribute to a fucking thing, you're perfect, it's always the other person, or they're always going to come back to you, whatever that bullshit is, then you can go and pay a lot of money to a 2-bit charlatan and get scammed. I don't wish it for you, but you are free to do that if you want. I'm just not the one. I'm just not the one. If I don't see it in the cards, I'm not going to say it. If Spirit doesn't tell me, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to read the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. And if that happens to be you, whatever zodiac sign I'm reading for, and it happens to be you that's doing it, maybe it's an opportunity for you to do some self-evaluation, some self-reflection, so you can change that about yourself. That's the whole point of shadow work. Shadow work isn't just realizing and seeing other people for who they really are. It's also, and most importantly, seeing yourself as who you actually are, not as how you think you are. That's real shadow work. Dealing with your own shit about yourself and correcting yourself, checking yourself. healing those inner wounds, healing that trauma, real or perceived. And it's not easy. And it's really hard, but it's not just about realizing things about other people. Mostly it's about realizing things about yourself and how your choices and your decisions have led you to this point in your life. And taking accountability and responsibility for it. That's part of shadow work. It's not always everybody else's fault. And even if somebody else does have some to blame on some things. Now, I'm not talking about those who have been abused, like, you know, in like DV cases or SA. And if you don't know what that is, you can look it up, like SA cases or things like that, or childhood abuse or anything like that. I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Okay, because that's different. Okay, those people are, or anyone who was, you know, SA type of violence. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Okay, here we call out abusers. Here, if we need to, we do. We don't enable it. We're not enablers here on this channel. I'm not an enabler. I'm not going to enable you. I'm not going to enable you to stay with an abuser. I'm not going to enable you to wait around for years for somebody to choose you or abuse you. It's just not going to happen here. I don't wish that for you. You know, I'm not going to spiritually bypass you where it's like positive vibes only, or you know, love and light only. No, that's when somebody is positive vibes only, or love and light only. Now, I'm not saying we don't have love and light. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, we have positive vibes, but that's called spiritual bypassing. What that means is it's getting you to invalidate your own negative emotions like anger, jealousy, fear, you know, being upset, disgusted at something, you know, because it's not positive vibes only. It's not love and light only. You see what I'm saying? That's toxic as fuck. Spiritual bypassing and toxic positivity isn't authentic. And it's toxic and dangerous because it gets you to invalidate yourself and basically gaslight yourself and bypass yourself and negate your own emotions, your real emotions. And you know what happens to those emotions? They don't just disappear. They fester. And they fester and then they boil over. You know what I'm saying? So if these are things that you can't handle, like if you can't handle, you know, again, now if the reading's really good and you're doing good, you're doing your thing, you know, you're doing the healing work, you're doing the process, you know, you're whatever it is, you're staying in your lane, focusing on your side of the street, and the reading comes out really good, maybe that message is for you. And that's awesome. And I'm super proud. Super proud. You know, I do a lot of shadow work constantly. I'm always like trying to check myself as much as I can, that I'm not going to water myself down for popularity. I refuse. I refuse to do it. I would much rather y'all hate me for being honest, and I can be honest. If the cards say it, I'm gonna say it. If Spirit says it, I have to say it the way Spirit wants me to say it. Period. And I'm not going to waver from that. Period. And I'm not going to do that in order to make money off of you. I have a code of ethics. I have integrity. Very strongly. Because I know in my heart that you guys trust me. And I want to honor that trust by being trustworthy the best that I can with everything that I have. So again, if a reading calls you out or triggers you because it's something that you're doing, that's not my problem. That's something for you to look at. within yourself. But to come at me sideways and try to attack me or tell me how to read the cards, it's not going to happen. You're going to get blocked immediately. It's a zero tolerance. You want to say hateful things to me because I didn't sit there and kiss your ass? Cards didn't say it. I'm not going to say it. Spirit doesn't say it. I'm not going to say it. Spirit calls you out. I'm calling you out. And that's any zodiac sign. I don't care what sign it is. Any zodiac sign. I'm not biased. So if you want to be told a fairy tale, you want to be painted the victim all the time, you don't ever want to challenge yourself to really look at yourself and do the shadow work, to really heal and transform your life. You always want to blame the other person, but you don't ever want to look at yourself. I'm not the one for you. Go to a two-bit charlatan. They'll tell you that you're always the victim. It's never your fault, because they will. I promise you that. Or, you've been waiting, 2-3 years for this person, this man or this woman to leave their wife or husband to come be with you, but they haven't yet. But this two-bit charlatan keeps telling you they're always going to keep coming back. They're not. Or I won't psychically sit there and spy on somebody for you either. Like, if I do a personal reading for someone, and I do quite frequently, and I do read for people all over the globe. And I've been doing this for quite some time, but I'm talking about people from all over the globe, from all walks of life. All walks of life. 16 different countries. I like to keep track of it because I just think it's really cool that I get to talk to people from different countries. It's really fun. It's interesting. I really enjoy it. But in my readings, we're going to look at you. But we will look at your person if it's romantic, or we will look at whomever we need to look at, what's going on around you as well. If it's money, we'll look at that too. Whatever it is. But I'm not going to solely just focus on that person. Solely. That's called psychic stalking. I'm not cool with that. Now, I will look at that person. But if I see something about you, I am going to look at you. And if I see something that you're doing that maybe you could be doing something different, because, maybe you're contributing to the bullshit too. Because we like to think that it's always someone else's fault, right? We can point the finger all the time, but we always got fingers pointing back at us, right? I'm going to call it out. So, moral of the story is, if you don't want the truth, don't come to me. If you can't handle it, don't come to me. It's simple. If a general reading for the collective of Aquarius, or the collective of Cancer, or the collective of Taurus, or Aries, or whomever it is, right? Whatever zodiac sign is, please know I'm not actually really reading for one specific person. I don't know who I'm reading for. But if it happens to call out some behaviors that you're doing, please know that's not my problem. That's something you need to look at within yourself. And there's an opportunity there for you to change, to grow, to heal. That's something in you that needs to be healed. I am not responsible for your triggers. Nope. But what you're not going to do though, is be disrespectful and hateful to me. I will block you immediately. You will be blocked from ever commenting on my channel. I will never unblock you. I will leave you blocked. If you email me, I will also block that too. If you Facebook message me, I will block that too. Instagram, block that too. Block across the board. I am a heavy blocker. I will block because I don't have the patience. I have plenty of patience for people who want to hold themselves accountable, for people who genuinely want change in their life. I've got tons of patience for that. I've got tons of patience for people who have questions for the most part. I can't answer every single question, but I will try. And I do not claim to know everything. What I don't know, I try to find out. And if I still can't find it out, if I still can't figure it out, then I'll say I don't know. I'll say that. I'm okay with being vetted. I'm okay with that as well. Sometimes there's literally things I don't know. I do try to read a lot. I do try to study a lot. I love to learn. I'm a very curious person. But there's a lot I don't know. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being, sharing information with me. I'm okay with that too. And I do encourage each and every one of you to vet me, to do your own research, to please trust your intuition first and foremost, because at the end of the day, truly, at the end of the day, any decision that you make, it has to be your own. Okay? Because you're the one who has to live with the choices that you make, good or bad, indifferent, whatever. You are the one who has to live with that. So it has to be in a very authentic choice for you. And I truly want the best for each and every one of you. With all my heart, I truly, truly do. I'm not going to apologize ever again, though. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to explain. I'm not going to water myself down. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm just not. That's not who I am. And I'm not going to apologize for being who I am. That's real spirituality, is being very authentic, who you are. Okay? Then I love each and every one of you very, very much. I truly do. And I'm immensely grateful, not only to Spirit, okay, to the divine, but I'm very grateful for each and every one of you and for all your love and support. Very much so. And I want to honor that. And I want to honor the fact that you guys trust me with being absolutely brutally honest with you. That's my code. That's my ethics. That's my integrity. I will not waver from it. Even if the messages call you out, I won't waver. Okay? I hope this makes sense. I'm not trying, I know it's like 22 minutes long. I really wasn't trying to ramble, but I kind of did a little bit. So I am sorry about that, but not trying to ramble too much. But, I just hope that we can come to this understanding. Okay? Again, I encourage you to do your own research. I encourage you to trust your own intuition. Okay? Come to your own conclusions at the end of the day. To respect yourself and me and others as well. And, vet me. Because here's the thing. The truth doesn't mind to be questioned. A liar or a lie doesn't like to be challenged. But what we're not going to do, I'm not going to enable your victim mentality or codependencies or addictions or of any kind. I'm not going to have you spiritually bypass yourself because you have negative emotions. I'm not going to do that. Okay? I'm also not going to, I don't want you to be codependent on me or anything or anyone else for that matter. I really want you to heal. I want you to do the work. I really encourage you to make that choice for yourself. I can't make you, sorry with my dog. My dog's always barking. I can't make you, but I can encourage you. But I'm not gonna enable you either, though. Again, I have to give the messages as they're given to me from Spirit, point blank, period. They are what they are. It is what it is. And I read the way I read. I'm good at what I do, and I know it. I'm not saying I'm like the best, but my accuracy is pretty up there. Nobody's 100%. But I'm in the 90s percentile. Like, I'm like close to like 94, 95%, somewhere around there. Now, that's not my words. Okay? This is from what I've been told by clients. Okay. And it wasn't always that high. It was at one point like 80 or like 78, 80%. Again, it's like a muscle. You got to work it out. But I love you. I love each and every one of you very, very much. I'm just not going to keep explaining this anymore. Okay? Take the readings or leave them. This is who I am. I'm not going to water myself down for y'all. Okay? Or the messages. I don't know who I'm reading for. I can't help that. If it triggers you, it does. That just means there's an opportunity for you to heal. That's all that means. But I will block anybody who is disrespectful. And I won't unblock. Because it's a zero tolerance policy here for me on disrespect. You can say what you need to say, but you're not going to tell me how to read, and you're not going to be hateful or disrespectful towards me. Or you're also not going to accuse me of shit that I know damn well I ain't do. Period. All right. Well, I love you guys. I hope that explains it. Okay? Till next time.